In a bold display of confidence, a Russian Su-35 fighter pilot has declared his readiness to confront the arrival of F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine. This announcement is part of an escalating preparation by the Russian Air Force, spurred by the imminent delivery of Western aircraft to bolster Ukraine's defense. The Danish and Dutch governments are in the process of donating American-made F-16s to Ukraine with the support of the United States. The transfer process for these F-16s is now underway, and Ukraine will be flying operational F-16s this summer. On July 20th, the Russian Ministry of Defense released a video in which Alexander, a Su-35S fighter pilot, confidently declared that Russian flight crews had thoroughly studied the capabilities of the F-16, reported state-owned TASS news agency. "Our flight crew is ready to meet the F-16 aircraft. I studied their strengths and weaknesses. The skill of the flight crew will allow us to complete the combat mission to defeat this aircraft," Alexander asserted. He pointed out that the Su-35S was more advanced than the American fighter, with superior sighting capabilities and long-range missiles. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, aircraft crews have been patrolling the war zone around the clock in all weather conditions to defend the nation's air borders from enemy attacks. In addition to the Su-35, Russian Su-30 pilots have also been preparing for a potential face-off with the US-made F-16 fighter jet. Earlier this month, Su-30 fighter pilots claimed to have developed specialized combat tactics to counter the F-16, asserting that the American jets would not pose a significant threat in combat scenarios. The Russian pilots have thoroughly studied the F-16's aerodynamic characteristics, which they noted had remained consistent with the single-engine design. Russian media frequently highlighted the confidence of their pilots in their ability to engage the F-16 in close air combat, where they believed they could exploit the aircraft's weaknesses to gain an advantage. Both novice and experienced Russian pilots regularly participate in training sessions to prepare for various combat situations, including potential encounters with American aircraft. The first contingent of F-16 fighter jets destined for Ukraine is poised to arrive soon, following commitments from the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, and Belgium to supply nearly 80 of these aircraft as part of a coalition formed in July 2023. Reportedly, up to 20 F-16s might be delivered by the end of the year, which has fueled conjecture in the Russian media about possible air battles between Russia's formidable Su-35 aircraft and the US-made fighters. The F-16, a fourth-generation aircraft, first entered service in the late 1970s alongside the F-15 Eagle and the Soviet Su-27. The initial production standard F-16A flew for the first time on the 7th of August 1978, and its delivery was accepted by the USAF on the 6th of January 1979. The aircraft entered U.S. Air Force's operational service with the 34th Tactical Fighter Squadron at Hill AFB in Utah on the 1st October 1980. The Su-35, part of the 4.5 generation, represents an upgraded version of fourth-generation fighters and was introduced in the late 1990s. In terms of size, the Su-35 significantly outmatches the F-16, boasting dimensions that include a length of 72 feet and a wingspan of 50 feet, approximately 50% larger than the F-16 and nearly twice the weight at over 18 tons. The radar cross-section of the Su-35 is reportedly 1 to 3 square meters. The multi-role Su-35 can deploy air-to-air missiles of up to 300-kilometer or 190 miles range, and can carry the heavy Onyx anti-ship cruise missile, as well as a multitude of air-to-ground weaponry. In contrast, the F-16s assigned to Ukraine, specifically Danish and Dutch models, are F-16 MLU or midlife update models from the Cold War era. Upgraded in the mid-1990s, these models feature improvements like the AN/APG-66 V2 radar and GPS navigation. The Su-35 employs the Irbis-E passive electronically scanned array radar, which is a further development of the radar that had been evaluated on Su-27M test beds and constitutes the core of the Su-35's weapons control system. It is capable of detecting an aerial target up to 400 kilometers away and can track 30 airborne targets and engage 8 of them simultaneously. In addition, the multifunction radar can provide high-resolution images of the ground using synthetic aperture mode. The aircraft is equipped with an OLS-35 optoelectronic targeting system ahead of the cockpit to provide other forms of tracking, including infrared search and track. For defenses against enemy tracking, this Su-35 is equipped with the L-175M Kibini-M electronic countermeasure system, while engineers have applied radar-absorbent materials to the engine inlets and front stages of the engine compressor to have frontal radar cross-section and minimize the detection range of enemy radars. The Su-35 is powered by a pair of Saturn AL-41 F1S turbofan engines, formerly known as Isdeli 117S. A highly upgraded variant of the AL-31F, the AL-41 F1S is closely related to the Su-57's Saturn AL-41 F1, differing primarily in the engine control system. The engines are equipped with thrust vectoring nozzles, which have their rotational axes canted at an angle. The nozzles operate in one plane for pitch, but the canting allows the aircraft to produce both roll and yaw by vectoring each engine nozzle differently. This configuration was first implemented on the Su-30 MKI and is also used on the Su-57. The Su-35's maneuverability, enhanced by thrust vectoring technology, allowing for agile maneuvers like the Cobra, further underscores its combat prowess, particularly in close-range engagements. In addition to its advanced radar capabilities, the Su-35 is equipped with formidable missiles. Notably, the R-37 boasts a target detection range of up to 400 kilometers, 249 miles, while the R-77 extends to 110 kilometers, 68 miles. These missiles, characterized by their fire-and-forget capability and onboard radar for precise targeting, enhance the Su-35's lethality in combat scenarios. Conversely, Ukraine's F-16s are expected to be armed primarily with the AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missile, Abram. The latest variant, AIM-120D, is estimated to have a range of approximately 100 miles, surpassing the R-77, but falling short of the R-37's extended range capabilities. The outcome of a long-range missile engagement between the Su-35 and F-16 hinges on numerous critical factors. These include the efficiency of the airborne jammers and decoys used by both sides, the fighter's smooth integration into missile defense systems and radar networks situated on the ground, and the fighter jet's ability to coordinate with the airborne radar aircraft. The bottom line is that the Su-35 and the other advanced flankers are extremely capable aircraft. The Pentagon's fourth-generation fighter fleet no longer enjoys a massive technological advantage as they did in years past.